Hey guys, and welcome back to the Behind the Play podcast brought to you by One IQ Sports. I'm Will, that's DJ, and it's been a minute. The Jays went 5-4 despite dropping back-to-back series before sweeping the trash out of Seattle.
Thank God.
I'm not gonna lie, the Jays went up 8-1, and I had Vietnam level flashbacks. I was like, not again. Not again. Yeah. This time they held on. So obviously the trade worked in the end. It all worked out.
It did. I had flashbacks the other day. I don't know if it was against Seattle, but I just wanted to mention this. I did have flashbacks. Bo went into left field for a fly ball. He was going kind of backwards. I don't know if you were watching, but I kind of panicked because I seen I don't know who was in the outfield.
Dude,
if it was Springer or not. But
anytime I see Bo range back, I'm like, I just look down.
Yeah, so that really scared me the other day.
Please God, no. The big storyline, there's a few. The Jays drop a series in Seattle. They blow 2 games. No, not in Seattle, in LA.
Oh, yeah.
They blew 2 games. I mean, they had a 3-2 lead in game 1, and then Ernie just decides, why fucking catch a ball when you can let it go to left field? And the Angels scored 6 runs, and that sucked. And then we blew the game in the 9th on the Wednesday. Hoffman came in and blew the game. That wasn't great.
Yeah.
And then we kicked some serious butt on Thursday to salvage the series. That was all right. And then they go into Seattle, and they're like, who says this is a pitcher's-friendly ballpark? And they just fucking rake. They beat them down. I think they homered in every game.
I think you're right.
I'm trying to think Friday if anyone homered. Yeah, Nathan Lukes homered on Friday.
You're right.
And then Saturday, Bo homered to start the game. And then fucking everyone homered on Sunday.
Yeah, it felt like everyone was just seeing the ball really well.
Yeah, it was
Which is after probably the worst series, one of the worst series so far against the Angels. You expect better, and then the bullpen obviously fatigued as hell. You got Hoffman pitching like his arm's about to fall off, giving up more home runs than outs.
Yeah.
But then you steady the ship somehow against, on paper, way better team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're the first in the West. We struggled against 5th, but we kicked ass against 1st, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
They also couldn't score runs against Cleveland. They weren't hitting home runs. They weren't really hitting home runs against the Angels. Besides Tony Tater's one in game 1. I don't think they hit a home run in game 2. I'm trying to think. I don't think they did. Against the Angels.
Against the Angels?
I don't think they did. Game 3 they did, but I think game 2 they went homerless.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But they had the 4-2 lead going into the 9th, and everyone's like, this is great. And then it wasn't great. And it sucked.
Yeah, it's a tough watch.
But, I mean, the big storyline, if you're on Blue Jay Twitter, was for the 14 games, there was no Pope. The Jays went 4-10. They averaged fucking 3 runs a game. Since Pope Leo has been birthed by Christ here, through the conclave and rose through the curtains and the smoke, the Jays offense were like, you know what? We also rise. And they've been alive. They're 4-0 in the new Pope era. They've homered in every game. They're averaging 7-ish runs. So new Pope, new hope. Jays aren't going to lose a game. It's written in the prophecy. Jays mustn't lose.
It's one of those weird things that we just need something to believe in. And that's the one thing we're going with right now. Exactly. Religion always gives promise. So
yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's not like their at-bats are arguably substantially better. It's just the results are better, way better. Like they feel like they've been dipped in like holy water and everything they touch turns to gold. I mean, dude, I think Barger hit like 800 against Seattle and averaged an exit velo of 110 against them. Like that was insane. That man
Yeah.
whistled straight missiles past people.
Yeah, he was going. I want to shout out not even just Barger because I seen him in the 3 spot yesterday. I think right.
Yeah. Shout
Shout
out
out
Barger.
Barger and the nuke, but the bottom of the lineup carried, especially yesterday. Like it was ridiculous how much like everyone was getting a hit. Miles Straw,
Ernie Clement
like
has kind of been rocking
Ernie
it lately. He's
Clement.
hitting over 300 and whatever. I think it's like the last 15 games or something.
Yeah, it feels like everyone was just getting a piece. Heineman came in, he hit some balls pretty hard. We had who's the I'm thinking about right now. He just got called up again. What's his
Stefan.
fucking name?
Classe with the two-run
Classe.
double against his former
Yes.
team. And then they handed the night after they handed the ball to Jimmy Garcia to get out of a bases loaded jam that he got himself into.
Yeah.
The Jays don't just win that trade by like a little margin. That's a straight fleece. What did Seattle get out of it? A 4.2 ERA, 0 playoff games. We got Classe and we got Garcia back. And still 0 playoff games.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But the vibes.
We definitely won the trade.
Vibes are immaculate. Let me tell you. Sunday was the most fun I've had watching the Blue Jays all year.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Probably since opening day last year. Low-key. Trying to think. They didn't really have many games that you were like, wow, this was fun. But opening day when they put up like 12 on Tampa Bay last year, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. 8+ runs is just fun, and when you're a team that gives you 3 and wins.
Breaking news: home runs are fun.
Yeah, runs in general.
Yeah,
and hits.
That was
I don't know.
That was our first true blowout win of the year, which was nice.
Yeah.
We threw a position player on the mound. Well, Seattle did, but we forced that.
I thought we were going to hit
cool.
10.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Jimenez is hurt. So I guess that's the big news. Jimenez is hurt. Stefanic's up for him. Rodin's down, but Classe's up. Rodin's hitting like 500 in AAA right now. I don't know if you're seeing these highlights. Dude's just fucking... Dude, the ball is like not even jumping off his bat. It's like pole vaulting off his bat. It's insane.
I just think he mentally wasn't there.
Yeah, I think he got into the slump and couldn't figure it out and just stopped.
Yeah, it's difficult when major league pitchers start to figure you out, or at least try new things. Yeah, quite literally, yes. So it'll take not long before he's up again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm trying to figure out, like, I mean, Classe is the obvious one, but you want to give him the opportunity to play.
Get his feet under.
I wouldn't send Luke's down right now. The only move that I see bringing Rodin up right away is if Tony Taters hits the IL with that shoulder injury that he's dealing with right now.
Right.
But, like, other than that, like, there's not too much I would change roster-wise right now. I think I'd roll Ernie at second base until Jimenez is not injured. And then I would roll Barger at third base every day. Give him the at-bats. Dude's in 290 in May.
Yeah, he's been really good.
Killing it. If he's figured it out, like, let him just go. It's hitting the ball at a Vladdy-esque level in miles per hour. Not like Vladdy's like talent, but like his hard hit ratio is nuts. And that's stuff you got to look at because eventually this shit's gonna go for you. That's gonna help you in the long run, and it's helping him now.
He's taking good at bats. He's laying off like tough off-speed pitches, which is like one thing that I've noticed because like before he was just hacking.
He doesn't chase as much, which is very nice. He's the only guy I will say the at-bats got substantially better in. His ABs substantially got better. And that's just because he doesn't
Mhm.
chase. He goes up there with an attack plan, and he doesn't divert from it, which is nice. He's had
Yeah.
a couple where you're like, ooh, but then he has the one where you're like, holy shit.
Well, it's because he swings so hard. So if he misses, he kind of looks ridiculous
He's a
that he
3
hits the
true
ball.
outcome guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's so hard to say.
I mean,
He's either gonna nuke the ball off you, or he's gonna roll over or just swing and miss. Like there's
but I get
really
what
no
you
in
mean.
between.
Yeah.
He's not really gonna walk. You know.
No. I mean, at least right now, maybe like
Yeah.
in the future, but
I'd like to
don't
give
know how
Clase
long
a
he
few more
stays.
ABs against Tampa Bay.
That's what I was thinking.
Just give him a chance.
Play Tampa.
Yeah.
You know, see how it goes, and then
Like,
if Rodon's still scorching hot, and we're coming off that series looking for another bat due to injuries,
yeah.
fuck it.
Like I say, let's say Santander needs another day, and if he needs another day, he probably hits the IL. Let's be real here. So, let's say for all purposes here, Santander's in the lineup. I'd throw him DH. I'd throw Barger at third base. I'd throw Ernie at 2. I would then have an outfield of like Clase in left, Varsho in center, Springer in right. I think is how I would do that. And then I'd have Straw on the bench. And then like he can come in the 9th inning if you get a big lead, and he can play some defense for you. You know, like he can be your Jackie Bradley Jr.
I didn't see, was Varsho a healthy scratch yesterday?
No, I thought he played.
No,
No,
yesterday.
I have no idea.
I didn't look into that, but I noticed he wasn't playing. I just didn't know why.
Just a day off. I don't know.
Yeah,
Got
he's
other guys
coming
in the
off an
lineup.
injury. Yeah.
Um,
Shout out George Springer. He's continued to like just be in so much. So he's been impressive.
I
Like
didn't
on
know
the
what voodoo
bases.
shit he did to like become 26-year-old George Springer. Because
Yeah, he
that home
nuked.
run he hit was insane.
It was a pimp shot.
Dude, that
They
thing
said
came off the
416.
bat,
I
and
thought
I
it
was
was
like, gone.
112, 416, but I thought it was gonna be like 440.
I
That
thought
shit
that
was
thing was
like,
like gonna go into like CenturyLink Field, like land on the Seahawks logo or some shit.
yeah,
Like
that
that
was
thing was pissed
perfect,
on.
perfect,
Yeah, that was
perfect.
a perfect piss shot, and I was like, God damn.
3-1. Oh,
And then we just
meatball.
unloaded. I must say, I love watching Barger hit the baseball when he hits it right, because it's just like one of those. It's so smooth and effortless, but you know it's like he's thrown everything into that swing.
I don't know if it's like for me when I look at it, it's smooth and effortless because he's just fucking torquing that shit. His
He's
helmet fell
torquing,
off.
but like on the ones where he goes all out, when he gets the A plus 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 swing, you're like, holy shit. But like
He
on some of
also
those
got a
doubles, like even Bane, like probably his A swing off, it would still look just like so smooth and effortless, and you're like, God damn, 140 off the bat.
yeah. No, he also got a 3-1 meatball and did not miss it.
Yeah. Vladdy ended his hit streak, but he got it back going. He's due
Not
for
the
a home
best.
run, I
He's
think,
just
against
average.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Due for a home run. Nice to see Bo get a home run. Luke's
Two.
got a home run.
2 since we talked last.
Yeah, but Bo got 2. Bo hit a home run the second, literally the game after I said, what if Bo just never hits a home run again?
Shit, and he nuked one in the first pitch of the game, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the same old, same old. The pitchers are pitching.
Yeah.
The hitters started hitting. We swept Seattle. They like to say
Open.
sleepless in Seattle, you know, the show. Seattle
Yeah.
was winless in Seattle.
I'm glad we got a day off today.
Yeah.
For the bullpen's sake. They were looking a little
Gassy.
tired, worn down.
You know what is insane to me? That yesterday marked our first 3 or more game series sweep of Seattle in Seattle since 1991. That's insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
Because it's not
But
like
it's
Seattle has had particularly competitive teams in their
right.
franchise. Like, you're telling me the
Yeah.
92, 93 Blue Jays that won a World Series couldn't sweep Seattle?
Yeah.
You're telling me the 2015 Blue Jays, I guess the 2015 Blue Jays played Seattle when they still had Reyes. Like, that was before Tulowitzki and Price.
Yeah.
But you're telling me 2016 Toronto couldn't sweep Seattle?
That's any Toronto. Literally any Toronto at
I'll
any
give
point,
Seattle
even if
like
they're bad.
2017 and 2018. I give them that. 2021 was just, we just busted hard. That was bad. Brad Hand sucks. I get like in recent, like, oh, they haven't, swept them. Like, if you would have told me since 2016, I'd have been like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Seattle had quote unquote more competitive teams in 17 and 18 than we did. In 19, we were kind of both shit. And then 20, I don't think we even played them. And then, well, no, we wouldn't have because of COVID. And then 21, 22, we were fairly even matched. 23, they were probably a little bit better offensively. I don't know.
It's hard to sweep in the MLB. We've been pretty close.
Yeah. But like the 91 thing kind of stood out to me. I was like, really? Like not one
of our championship teams got it done.
Really?
Maybe it's a stadium thing, but hey.
Yeah.
Yes. Mother's Day luck.
Yeah.
Brought it home.
Fuck them. We just swept them.
You were asking me before the season how we would travel into Seattle this year.
I thought they traveled really well.
Me too. Me too.
It was it. Maybe we'll maybe give Seattle one extra home game there. They didn't play 81. They played 79.
Yeah.
And we'll play 82. We'll say 83.
Yeah, I thought we showed out.
Friday game, Seattle held the crowd, but the Saturday, Sunday, we held the crowd.
Because they were traveling. They had work on Friday.
Yeah, well, it just shows Blue Jay fans actually work for a living.
Exactly, Seattle. They don't give a shit.
Fucking Starbucks bums. Yeah, with the fish market the entire time on the Space Needle.
Ew.
Ugh. Ew. Imagine having a fish market.
That's gross.
Rogers Center West showed up, and that was pretty sick. That's what they should have named that stadium, not T-Mobile Park. Rogers Center West.
They should buy it to be petty as fuck.
Dude, that would be hilarious. But that would just turn into the biggest curse ever. Like, we would never win a series in Seattle after.
No. Don't even think we'd win a game.
We win the first game, like, yeah! And then we'd go on like a 30-game losing streak there and be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much.
It's always fun. No, but we needed that sweep nonetheless. Yeah. Finishing 5-4, like I said.
Going back home at 20-20, hitting 500.
Just a mid-game. The
Jays have had 2 4-game win streaks and 4-game losing streaks, by the way. We've swept 2 series and we've been swept twice. Like, this team is just the epitome of mid. Like, fuck.
Just mid. But in such weird ways. At least the AL East hasn't been too good.
It's still wide open. We're a game back of Boston, 3 back of New York.
Yeah. New York's starting to heat up, though. Like, winning wise, their offense is insane. Aaron Judge, fucking 40 ribbies already or something.
Aaron Judge is insane. He plays like I do on MLB The Show. I had to take a double check when I saw his number. I'm like, is that me or is that him? What's going on here?
That's me on Rookie. That's not even pro.
That's a slow weekend on Rookie, man. You're telling me 11 home runs, that's what you get after a month in Rookie? That's one bad weekend, bro.
Okay.
That tells me you missed one.
I don't like being OP in MLB.
Well, that's why you don't play on Rookie.
Yeah, no. If I'm doing too good, I start like, this is boring. And then I have to switch it up.
Well, yeah, when you go 12 for 12 in a weekend series and it's 12 home runs, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, you win 17 MVPs.
I remember when I was like 10, I'd do that. and you like start the year and you're like 10 home runs in 3 games. You're like, I'm so cool. Why can't anyone else do this? And then you've hit your
Yeah.
100th home run in May, and you're like, ugh, I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah. Gets old pretty fast. Pitching
Speak.
matchup?
I was gonna do prospect highlights.
Do it. Do your thing.
I just went for 3 pitchers. The couple hitters that I was looking at, I didn't think they had the greatest week that I wanted to highlight. So I went with 3 pitchers here. First one is Trey Savage in Dunedin. We're just gonna keep talking about him until he makes his MLB debut. I think at this point, 5 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 2 hits, 3 runs, but only 1 earned. Drops his season ERA to 2.22. And then his teammate, Cal Stevenson, 5 2/3, 5 Ks, 3 hits, 1 run. His season ERA is down to 1.78. And then Jerron Watts Brown in Vancouver, also a starter, 6 innings, 10 Ks, no runs, 2 hits.
Damn.
I think his season ERA is at a 3.5, 3.59-ish.
That's insane.
He got roughed up a little bit at the beginning of the year, but he's reeling it in. Reeling it. And then Arjun Namala had a really sick home run. I think it was on Saturday or Sunday. Sunday. It was a beauty. But it was a slow week. Slow week, but a Sunday highlight. On Mom's Day, of course. That dude cares about moms, dude. That's what it tells me. Good guy Namala.
It's nice to have a prospect.
A
few prospects that are actually like upping their value and climbing the ranks.
You got a few dogs, bro.
Exactly, it's nice. It feels nice to just be decent, have Vladdy.
And we're adding the 8th overall pick in that system.
That's crazy.
Who's theoretically going to be a bat? Like, I don't think you take a pitcher. You take a dog. I'd take a third baseman, personally.
Yeah.
If there's one available. But take the best player available. That's a bat. Unless you're getting Paul Skeens, which you're not. So take a bat.
Yeah. No, I agree. We need a bat.
Yeah, because there's like no one in AAA that's like there. You're like, oh, I can't wait. Like Elvis is hitting like 190, and you're like, oh. Loverfido is like has a good week, and then he goes 0 for 20, and you're like, oh. And then Rodon's sick. Like I'm excited about Rodon when he comes back up. Barger being up has been pretty fun. I like that. Other than that, dude, like Eva Schneider. Doesn't get the juices flowing for me, unfortunately. But Arjun Namala, on the other hand, gets my juices flowing. Dude.
He's got my juices flowing too.
I was thinking at some point we should do like a depth chart for like 2027, 2028. Just kind of looking at like what the next wave of Blue Jay talent could be.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I think it could be fun.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But I think you're right. We go get a dog. We go get an infielder. And if we don't have a third baseman by then, hey, move him to third base if he's a second baseman or
short. I wouldn't move. If you're picking a natural second baseman, don't move him to third base because he's at second base for a reason.
Well, okay, yeah. Right.
But if you got a shortstop, I think you can argue him at third. But like, I'd go get you need a third baseman. Like, you need go get a Rafael Devers, you know? So if you can't draft a Raffy, go trade for Raffy because it sounds like Boston's going to ship him off because they pissed off their hometown superstar. And I just want to say one thing before you get in there. My, Boston. How the turns have tabled from Vladdy Edits in a Boston uniform to Raffy Edits in Toronto. You fucking poverty franchise. You'll never keep your hometown superstar. You're about to drive your hometown superstar out. And he's coming to Toronto for Ernie Clement and $250,000. And because we're nice, you can have David Schneider. I'd even throw in Will Wagner if it meant Rafael Devers. That's a lot for the Blue Jays. I know.
When you mention that, like the trade, that's exactly what I thought of. I just thought back to like the Vladdy like pictures and he liked the posts and stuff, and I just
My, how the mighty have fallen. Dude, you know
yeah,
that image would be like MLB photos that precede unfortunate events. It's like none of the
yeah,
three are wearing Red Sox uniforms.
that'd be sick.
Wouldn't that be something? Imagine two of them are wearing Blue Jay uniforms.
My God, if we had Rafi on this team,
Dude, if you threw Raffy Devers on this Blue Jay team, genuinely, everyone's available. If Raffy Devers is on the
honestly,
table, there is not a single prospect that is not available for him.
honestly, yeah, no, everyone prospect, anybody on the team,
Man,
obviously excluding, obviously Vladdy excluded. He's
but I think
can't.
they'd want prospects.
Boston,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
don't
I
think
think
they
they would
want
throw someone in.
like I think you could well yeah, you probably have to get like a guy like on the roster but I'm trying to think like their big need is a first baseman. Well, you're not fucking having ours.
Yeah, obviously.
So I like I don't know.
It would be prospects, and I think they could get a guy from our roster. Like,
Yeah.
I could see a universe in which
Bo Bichette goes the other way.
Boba moves, and then they talk to him maybe about like a sign and trade. That would be a big
Yeah.
thing.
I'm just like
And I
where would
mean,
Bo play though is like the thing. Because you got Braggy at third, you got Story at short, and you
yeah,
got Christian Campbell at second. So like
it
unless
seems
they
like
look for an outfielder and it's like Varsho going the other way, but like Varsho wouldn't be the main piece.
it seems like Boston's biggest issue right now, obviously first base, but it's just Rafi's attitude
Yeah.
seems to be a problem.
Say it with me. Elvis Martinez, first baseman. His defense sucks. Trade him over, teach him first
Yeah,
base, just bring him up.
yeah, seriously.
But wouldn't it be something they trade Raffy and then Devers opts out and then they're just fucked?
Oh my God, yeah.
One could only
That,
dream.
w- that would be
Story's
so
pretty
nice.
close on his contract ending too.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. He's like so hit or miss.
I don't know a team would take him more than 2 years.
Yeah, unless he
I'm
goes
trying
to
to
like
think.
Colorado.
I think he'd rather retire than go to Colorado at that point. I'm trying to think of like dudes, and it's like not a
I'm
lot.
thinking
Like
like I can see the Angels picking him up.
who? Devers, Story, or
Story.
oh yeah,
Story.
yeah. Yeah, but Zach Nato's at short, unless they throw Story at like second.
I don't think they have a like an actual plan. They gotta
No,
think
they
about
don't.
what they're gonna do with Trout.
They're.
Probably just ship him
I
off.
heard they're just gonna get rid of Trout. They're gonna trade him to Toronto for Ernie
I
Clement.
see.
I Mike Trout for Dalton Varsho 1-for-1. That actually, I don't genuinely don't know if I'd do that just because of how much Trout gets hurt.
Oh God, but the upside is crazy. Just
Yeah,
having
the
Mike.
upside's Mike Trout, but the downside is no one.
You're right. I'd definitely do it. I'd say fuck it. What the fuck? They wouldn't do it. But really, you think they'd consider that one for one Mike Trout?
Not 1-for-1.
Okay.
But I think there's a world where you could get LA to, you know,
Yeah. I don't think it'll take much, but
I
they'll probably
I
go
think you
young.
just look at them, you go, hey, here's this guy and this guy. We'll take on all the money. But if you want us to eat some money, like if you want, like, we'll take all the money and this is it. But if you want a better guy, you have to eat the money.
Yeah.
Because
No,
that
I agree.
contract's nuts, bro.
It reminds me of I'm going back to the Devers thing. It reminds me of Manny Ramirez. He was just so good, but just a cancer in the locker room. But I don't even know if he's a cancer, but all I know is ever since the comments of him saying "fuck you, I'm not moving positions," he's been the best hitter in baseball, at least top two. He's been insane.
I totally get where Devers is coming from. Could he have a more open mind to it? Sure, but is this like a huge thing on Boston that they fucked up? Absolutely. They told Rafi at the beginning of the offseason, you're our third baseman no matter what. And then they were like, well, actually, Alex Bregman's going to be our third baseman. So you just DH. Don't even think about fielding. And then a month in, they're like, get to first base. And he's like, no, go fuck yourself. I'm making $33 million a year. You paid me to be your superstar. I'm not jumping around like a Kevin Biggio super utility guy. Go figure this out yourself. And they're like, hey, dick.
I think there's two sides of the spectrum.
It
Is
took
like you get
Vladdy
paid
2
that
years
much.
to become an average first baseman, and they want Devers to pick it up in like 6 months, just for him to
I
not need it next year.
totally agree, but I think getting paid that much comes with like a, hey, I'll do anything for this team because I'm that big guy that
Yeah,
gets paid all this money.
I
There's an
think
expectation.
Boston could have planned better. Always have what team doesn't have a backup first baseman?
And honestly, let it burn. Just let
Like
it burn. I don't mind.
literally the easiest position to have a backup in. You go, hey, you can't run. You're fat. Get over here.
Yeah.
Daniel Vogelback can play first base. You sit him on the bench. You're like, you're not going to play until someone gets hurt.
Vladdy picked up on it pretty quick, or like
No, he
the Blue Jays
didn't.
picked. I'm
Oh,
saying
the Blue
I
Jays
meant
picked
to
up on
say the
Vladdy
Blue
going
Jays
to
picked
first.
on. Yeah. That's
Vladdy
what
was horrible in 2020. He wasn't
Yeah.
too hot in 2021. 22 he was fine. 23, yeah. Like he's adequate
I think
defensively at first base. He has his highlights, but he has his lowlights.
Yeah.
He does the
He
job.
doesn't. He does a lot of like flashy things really well, and then he'll just miss a short hop or like, not dig a ball properly.
He'll botch the
Which is
easy
like,
shit, which is just ugh.
always been looking really nice. Besides one error that he had, he's been really good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a
Defensively.
defensive issue with him this year.
No, he's been looking really nice. A lot of range. Kicking balls
Genuinely, our
pretty nice.
defense in general has been pretty fun. Besides a couple guys,
Few games.
yeah, and it's not even like
Games.
the same people. Like it's kind of anyone, really, except for Bo.
Kirk's been a dog behind the plate. What a contract that is. He's been picking it up with the
It's
bat.
not, yeah. So it's nice that he's finally hitting now because, dude, that contract, hitting wise, was kind of. But then to say, like, I've seen a whole bunch of people are like, oh, they shouldn't have traded Gabriel Moreno. Gabby Moreno literally has worse offensive numbers than Alejandro Kirk. Every metric of Moreno is worse than Kirk, except for his weight. And even then, it's a close race now.
Kirk's been, like, arguably a top 2 framing catcher in the league.
Yeah.
And his arm has gotten so much better. Like, this year, he might be close to 50% because every time I watch, he's just gunning guys out, like, left and right. So that was not always his strong suit.
No.
But you could tell he's getting way more comfortable.
I'm trying to think. What else was it? I don't really have much else.
No, I think you have a hockey game to watch.
Not going so hot, yeah. Okay. Who do we play? We play
Who do we
Tampa
play?
Bay. And
Yes,
we
sir.
play back in Detroit.
Yikes. That's not gonna be fun.
I'm just gonna let's just predict for the whole week.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Actually, long weekend, yeah. You're probably right.
I'll say 4-2. With
that's such a good answer.
Who do I want as the Blue Jay? Fuck it, it's Addison Barger. 4-2, Addison Barger.
Both at home?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to go. You said 4-2.
Just go with your heart.
I I don't think we ever sweep Tampa.
That's why. And
And then we never sweep Detroit. I think best case 4-2. I'm gonna say 4-2 too.
there you go.
It's just an easy answer, and I don't want to say we're gonna lose. I could see 3-3 very easily. And
Who is the Blue Jay of the Week series here?
oh god, I did not like that at all. I think Vladdy needs one.
Okay.
I think Vladdy needs one. He hasn't. I don't think he's got Blue Jay of the Week.
No, I don't
Once.
think he's ever had a week
So.
where he should.
And
Now I can throw
simple-
ASMR into the tags.
Yeah, that shit. Please don't.
Hey guys, and welcome back.
I mean, you can
to
tag
New
it.
Hope.
Oh god.
ASMR Blue Jays podcast.
Blue Jay of the Week. The
Brought to you by
Pope.
Bob Leo the 14th.
The
Who
Pope was
isn't
the
a
Blue
Cubs
Jay.
fan, by the way? So like, haha.
Holy
I saw all the Cubs fans like, "Oh, Pope Leo's ours," and then he's like, "Nah, I'm a White Sox fan," and it's the only win the White Sox have had in like
bro.
5 years.
It's God. I feel bad for
Dude,
the Pope. No
That
wonder
just
he
shows
found
that not
Jesus.
even God can help the fucking White Sox at this point. They
He
literally
probably
have
wasn't.
the power of Christ with them, and it's like, I don't know if that's enough.
He probably wasn't the Pope until like last year, or like he wasn't like training religiously. Is what I meant.
Oh, I mean, no, but
Obviously not. But then the year last year just sent him. He's like, you know what? I have to be the
He's-
Pope now.
like, God damn it. Can we talk about the Rockies for a minute? 6-35. They are blowing the 2024 White Sox out of the water on who is dog shit at this point. They might win 20-something games this year, and that be it.
They won a 7th yesterday. It was back to back. Yeah.
So they might hit 10 wins before the end of May?
So maybe. Yeah, they're really bad.
I said maybe.
Crazy firing your head coach for not it being his problem.
Honestly,
but I
thrilled
mean-
for Bud Black. Dude got out of hell.
Yeah, honest.
Jeez.
Who?
That man is living the fucking dream now. He's out.
I thought it was funny because I don't know if it was before his start or after, but their ace, what's his name? I don't even
Kyle Freeland?
They don't even have an ace. Yeah, he's like, don't give up on us. Like very emotional before a game, and then he goes out and gives up 8 runs, and they get fucking washed.
Dude, their AAA team is second last in the AAA standings. There is no one on the way to help them.
It's so bad because he doesn't want to spend. Like they don't want to spend, right?
They don't want to spend. They have no tradable assets to get prospects.
Yeah, it's gross.
They're sat like a junior hockey team right now where you're like, okay, 10 years where we just sit back and let it happen. And this is a professional team.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not a fan of Colorado.
Dude, if I was a fan of the Rockies, I'd probably just trade instantly.
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
I think I
oh my
can handle
God.
We should have told Brendan to be a Rockies fan.
Right? No, White Sox fan. Stay in
Oh my
Chicago,
God,
but
yeah.
just be a White Sox fan.
It's a battle for worst team now, though.
Between who? White Sox
White
and
Sox.
Rockies?
Yeah.
You're talking like all time, hey? Not like just this year. The White Sox blew them out of the water this year, man. The White Sox had 11 wins. The Rockies might not hit 11 until mid-June.
I thought we were counting like the last like 5 seasons or like 3 seasons. 3 seasons.
I think the Rockies might still have them, bro. And that comes with a 40-win campaign for the White Sox, bro.
Yeah.
Like having 7 wins on May 12th, that's diabolical.
They're like, anything you can do, I can do better. We want the first pick.
Who's losing to the Rockies? We're going
It's going to be us, man.
We're going to get swept by Colorado, bro.
Seriously.
It's going to be bad.
Now that you said that, did we not already play them or no?
No, I don't think we did.
Oh, when is that?
God, fucking can't be soon enough.
Yes, sir.
Not
in May. Not in June.
August 4th, 5th, 6th, we head to Colorado to smoke the Rockies.
We don't fucking sweep them. I give up.
Well, they might have 20 wins by then, so like we got to give them credit. Like they might be okay by then.
We have to go from the Rockies to the
Dodgers. Like, what is kick in the dick, bro?
To the Cubs. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's easy work though.
Oh shit! And then we got the Marlins and the Pirates.
Okay, so 3 wins in there won't be bad.
All right.
Oh yeah, dude. If we can't. Okay, if we don't win 4 on this homestand though, like low-key, I'm over it. Season's off again.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels.
I don't believe in religion, but the Pope, he could change that just based off the Blue Jays' performance.
Get up like one of those religious hats next time we're on here. If we win,
I get the Blue Jay custom one.
Yeah. For the next pod.
I'm gonna get a custom made Blue Jays jersey that says Pope Leo.
Oh, that's fire.
It's not.
That's fire. That's so
fire. That's a
great
fire.
idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Thanks.
To be honest.
It's only if the Jays make the playoffs, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to book our tickets.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, that's going to end this one. Well,
okay.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.